everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane Superpowers Final Wave. Unless something changes, this is going to be the final wave of Superpowers. And something might change, but with McFarlane losing the DC license, this is probably the end. It's possible they may be able to continue making Superpowers or animated figures, but we really just don't know yet. In the meantime, at least we're going to get this final wave. This is a gold label McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, including Disco Nightwing, which I got two of. One to keep sealed for my Batman collection, Deadman, Classic Cyborg, and Animal Man. I got these from the McFarlane Toy Store. Let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, part of the gold label collection, gold label figure is a retailer exclusive. This is a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. Nightwing, ages 12 plus, Superpowers, McFarlane Toys. Here he is in the package, no accessories. At the back, here's a big checklist of figures, but they don't include the multi-packs, a couple of recent vehicles and playsets, and here's the barcode if it helps. Next, we have the Deadman figure, that giant collar, Deadman looking fantastic. At the back, here is his barcode. Next, we have the old school classic Cyborg from the Teen Titans. There's Cyborg barcode. And finally, we have Animal Man. You're telling me they can give him a cloth soft goods jacket in the Superpowers line, but not in the Multiverse line? Animal Man's barcode. So with no further ado, let's open them up. Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. And that's kind of a joke as they come with pretty much no accessories, except for Animal Man. He has a cloth soft goods jacket. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out the accessories, or lack of, height, articulation, and compare them to a bunch of other relevant action figures. Now this just might be the very final wave of McFarlane Superpowers figures. Yeah, they might be able to sneak one last one out, but it's not looking very likely at this point. And it's been a nice run. Got maybe a little bit stale as it just kept going on and on and on. But there were some really cool stuff along the lines, mainly the vehicles. I was really hoping for some playsets. And we got a bunch of other characters, both classic and modern. This wave looks to add 3 more characters to the mix: Deadman, Cyborg, and Animal Man, extra members of the Justice League, and this is kind of the stuff I wanted for each wave. We did get quite a bit of Batman and Superman, that sort of stuff. World building is what I'm into, and this wave looks pretty cool. Now before we take a look at the figures individually, let's go and check out the height and articulation, because it's pretty similar between all the figures. From bottom to the top, Nightwing's about 4.5 inches tall, Deadman about 4.5, Cyborg maybe 4.8, and Animal Man probably about 4.6. And the articulation, which, like I said, is going to be the same on all the figures. So, his head rotates side to side, the arms go up and down, nothing in the elbows, so that's 1, 2, 3 points of articulation. The waist does not move. Legs go up, back that far, seal jointed knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of articulation. So let's take a look at Nightwing. This is Dick Grayson. He was the original Robin Boy Wonder. Eventually, he left Batman and went off for the Teen Titans as the Teen Wonder. And eventually, he left his Robin costume behind. That is what this is, his original Nightwing costume. A lot of people call it Disco Nightwing. Very sort of campy looking to today's standards. Back in the day, it was such a cool storyline. He was already part of the Teen Titans as Robin, but he continued to lead them as Nightwing. He's got the domino mask that looks kind of like a bat symbol, big giant exaggerated collar, sort of flashy outfit, light blue, dark blue, and the yellow going across. A lot of time he'd have this sort of web thing between his arm sort of pit area, and he could glide. It's a cool idea for a Nightwing figure, and this is exactly the Nightwing I would have expected in the old school Superpowers line. Here are all the Disco Nightwing figures that I have: McFarlane Superpowers, McFarlane Batman Classic TV Series, and McFarlane's DC Multiverse. There's also a version by DC Direct that I don't have. I'd love to get my hands on at one point. Here are all the Nightwing figures in McFarlane's Superpowers line. Disco Nightwing, Nightfall Nightwing, and Hush Nightwing. They covered kind of his main 3 looks, but there are still plenty of other looks they could potentially give us. And here are all of my McFarlane DC Multiverse Nightwing figures. Now let's look at Deadman. Deadman's real name is Boston Brand. He was an acrobat that was murdered by an unknown assailant and then granted power by a Hindi deity. He pretty much is like a ghost, and he can take over people for temporary periods of time. He's often portrayed as a member of the Justice League Dark, but this is the sort of older school classic version. He has many interactions with Batman over the years. He has a large exaggerated collar that puts Nightwings to shame. His is even bigger. Wide eyes, kind of wrinkle on the forehead. Big D for Deadman. Same articulation scheme. You can tell the legs are reused, as you can also see where the trunk should be. It looks good. I mean, it's a basic figure. It's a Superpowers figure, but it's everything I would want from a Superpowers Deadman. Here are all the Deadman figures that I have. McFarlane Superpowers, DC Direct, DC Icons, and McFarlane DC Multiverse. And I wanted to point out that it looks like Deadman and Nightwing share the exact same base body. Of course, the heads are different, but if you look at the abs there, they're very small, the same. Kind of belt going across the sides. Place the trunks would be, but neither one of them actually has trunks. I don't even mind the reuse. Now let's look at Cyborg. His real name is Vic Stone. He's half man, half machine. This is the old school classic version, and this guy would fit along in the Teen Titans along with the Disco Nightwing. Kind of an 80s press vibe. Let's take a closer look. Got that metal plate covering half his face. Big red dot in the middle. One red robotic eye. You can see a lot of skin on here, especially on his legs. Has that old school sort of campy look. But I really did enjoy the Teen Titans back then. Here's the McFarlane Superpowers old school classic Teen Titans Cyborg. Next to the Mattel DC Universe Classics classic version. Here are all of my McFarlane DC Multiverse Cyborg figures. And then here are all of my Cyborg figures from different companies such as Mattel, McFarlane, DC Direct, and Fonjoy. So here's Animal Man. Animal Man has the ability to control animals, and it might seem kind of dumb and campy, but that is sort of the point. That's part of his charm. This guy has a cloth soft goods jacket. And it's interesting, they can give the jacket to the small Superpowers version, but not the larger 7-inch Multiverse version. So, looking at his head, blonde hair, ridiculous sunglasses, big letter A across his chest, spandex orange outfit, very sort of bright and bubbly. Once again, you can see where those trunks would have been on a different figure. Cloth soft goods jacket, not bad. I like the way he looks. Here's Animal Man with the jacket removed, the only figure in the entire wave with any accessories whatsoever. Here is both the McFarlane Superpowers Animal Man next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse version. Now let's check out the entire Superpowers collection, wave by wave. Let's start off with Wave 1, which consisted of Hush Batman, Darkseid, Classic Superman, the Batwing, and the Supermobile. And here's Wave 2. This had the Barry Allen Flash, the Batman Who Laughs, and John Stewart Green Lantern. Then the third wave, which had Hush Nightwing, Modern Wonder Woman, and Classic Deathstroke. Next, for Wave 4, this has the Batmobile, Wonder Woman's Invisible Jet, Blue and Gray Batman, Tim Drake Robin, Classic Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. And now for Wave 5, which includes the elusive Walmart exclusive Reverse Flash, a more modern version Barry Allen Flash, Nightfall Nightwing, Tim Drake Robin, Black Keaton Homage Batman, Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman, Rebirth Superman, and the 3-pack with Peacemaker, Judo Master, and Vigilante, and also the Whirly Bat. Here's Wave 6, Justice Lord Superman, Zernar Batman, Gold Tech Shield Homage Batman, Gold Flash, Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and Blue First Appearance Sinestro. Here's Wave 7, which had 2 versions of Brainiac, 2 versions of Brainiac's Skull Ship, Blue Beetle's Bug Ship, Gold Superman, Manga Batman, Kilowog, Blue Beetle, and Sinestro Corps Yellow Lantern. Then, Wave number 8, Booster Gold, Metamorpho, Dark Knight Returns Batman, Fleischer Superman, Black Manta, and Guy Gardner Green Lantern. Here's Wave 9, where I believe this 3-pack falls into. Gold Wonder Woman, Modern Aquaman, the Riddler, Black Gray Batman, Classic Superman, Bizarro, and then the JSA 3-pack, Starman, Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and Hourman. Here is Wave 10 of McFarlane's Superpowers line: The Atom, Lobo, Black Suit Superman, Unmasked Batman, Jason Todd Robin, and Jake Garrick the Flash. And here are a couple of exclusives, not part of traditional waves. We have the Trinity, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman Black and White Accent 3-pack. That was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And then we have the Batman, Batwing, and Whirly Bat Amazon exclusive 3-pack. And of course, here's the James Gunn Superman movie wave: Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Superman, Metamorpho, and Ultraman. And here's this newest wave, and possibly final wave, of McFarlane Superpowers figures: Nightwing, Deadman, Cyborg, and Animal Man. Here's a look at all the different vehicles in the Superpowers line. Surprised they didn't give us any playsets. Well, we got the Fortress of Solitude recently, but I would have expected a Batcave or an updated Hall of Justice or a Watchtower, something like that. And then here are all the different figures in McFarlane's Superpowers line. I count a total of 75 figures, and I'm only missing one: the Wave 4 Walmart exclusive Black Manta. If anybody out there can point me in the right direction or can possibly help me out, please drop it down in the comments below. It is the only figure preventing me from having a 100% complete McFarlane Superpowers collection. So overall, this is a pretty solid wave for the Superpowers line. Of course, Nightwing's going to be my favorite because I'm a little bit biased as he's a Batman-related character. But I'm really happy to add a classic version of Deadman, Cyborg, and Animal Man to the roster. They can all fit into your Justice League, Teen Titans, Justice League Dark collection, and it's great. They all look like their normal, traditional, classic designs. This is exactly the kind of stuff I wanted to keep getting more and more and more of from Superpowers: world building, more teams, etc. It'll be a shame if the line's done, but who knows? Maybe McFarlane will still be able to make Superpowers figures, even with Mattel. Time will tell. We'll know soon. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.